All right, guys, I want to talk today a little bit about the American education system. It's on my mind because I recently enrolled into 3 university classes, one of which is an English literary class. English literary. It's been 10 years since I've been enrolled in a college university class, and things have really changed. I've got 3 students in my class who have their gender pronouns listed as they, them. We are all encouraged to put what our proper pronouns are in this class, which is kind of amazing to me. So 3 students, singular students, go by they, them. You would think that in an English college course, we would learn that that's just grammatically incorrect. Of course, one person cannot be plural. But the focus now is on how the students feel. And if they feel like a they, them, something that didn't exist 10 years ago when I was in school, then they're allowed to be called they, them. And we must call them by they, them, or else we're considered a bigot. It's problematic. You can get in trouble by not addressing these students by their right pronouns. So forget the truth that they cannot be plural individuals. It's all about how they feel. Increasingly, that kind of seems to be the point of the American education system. You want to make sure that students feel good. Doesn't really matter what they know, but as long as they feel confident and that they feel empowered, then somehow the teachers are doing their job. Here are some fun facts. You ready? 1/3 of American 17-year-olds do not know that Abraham Lincoln wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. Almost half don't know who Joseph Stalin was. That doesn't surprise me. Kids love communism and socialism today. And 30% cannot locate Britain on a map. I got these facts, by the way, from Thomas Sowell's book, Inside the American Education System. You guys know he's an absolute favorite of mine. And he talks about a reporter who once spent months in a Los Angeles high school, and he asked the graduating seniors what they had learned. And here is what the person who was described as the smartest student in the class told the reporter. He said, quote, "I learned that in the Vietnam War, North and South Korea fought against each other. And then there was a truce at the 38th parallel, and that Eisenhower had something to do with it," end quote. He learned that North and South Korea fought in the Vietnam War. That's pretty special, right? So the reporter obviously then asked him, would it bother you to know that what you learned is wrong? To which the student replied, not really, because what we really learned from Miss Silver was that we were worth listening to, that we could express ourselves, and that an adult would listen even if we were wrong. That's why Miss Silver will always be our favorite teacher. She made us feel like we mattered, like we were important. To me, sounds like a response from somebody who's maybe 4 years old. No, that's a 17-year-old at the top of his class saying that. He doesn't care that he has no idea what he's talking about because he feels good, which means the teacher did a good job. That seems to be increasingly what we're seeing more and more of, especially targeted against minorities. We've got critical race theory that students are now learning in class, which is essentially, for Black Americans, a way to blame pretty much any and all of our failures on white supremacy, no matter what it is. I got an F, it's because you're a white supremacist. I didn't get the job that I wanted, it's because you're a white supremacist, because America is backwards, because there's something wrong with America. So we are right now mass producing children that have a lot of self-esteem about the nothing that they know. Super confident, but they know nothing. I think the question that probably most Americans, and definitely myself, is wondering is why? Why are people working to implement a model that is so obviously unsustainable? This cannot work long term. Kids need to actually learn hard academics. I think maybe the answer is because sustainability, that's not the end goal. Think about it. What better way to weaken a country than to render its future generations entirely impotent? Want to crush America? Follow these simple steps. Rewrite the education system to teach a struggle-based version of academics where the West is no longer seen as a victor in the battle of ideas, but the colonizer of them. Then convince students that that knowledge somehow makes them smart. You're really smart if you know that America and the West, they're just colonizers. Then brainwash those students to believe that losing is actually some kind of form of winning. Make them feel confident, super confident in how they feel, and award them meaningless bachelor and master degrees to convince them that they're superior. Lastly, you plant that overconfident generation of idiots throughout successful corporations, and then you watch the fireworks. That's how you corrode something from the inside out. I think to me, that's the obvious long-term goal. Ensure that corporations give in to woke culture. Ensure that corporations suspend the profitability model because an army of their blue-haired employees are educated about social injustice. It's socially unjust to make profit. That would promise a slow, poisonous death to a free market society. In essence, dumber kids equates to a dumber workforce. A dumber workforce equates to a dumber America, and a dumber America equates to a weaker America, and a weaker America equates to a superpower no more. America will be overtaken without a single shot fired. Thanks for watching this segment of Candace. To watch the full show, become a member at dailywire.com/subscribe and use code Candace for 25% off your new membership.